Hello there guys, it's your boy Blue here, back here on a video, and today I'm going to do what if Deku was the Shadow Monarch, part 3, hope you enjoy it. So before the video starts, I decided to make a new OC and I come up with this one. Don't get me wrong, I still like my old one, but I decided to change a bit. So what do you think? And with this, let's begin. So like always, a small recap is needed, but if you enjoy this part and want another part of it, 500 likes and I will make it. So last part, Deku acquired Icarus and some of his army after talking with the king. Then he go to UA, passed Aizawa's test with flying colors. Mineta got expelled. Bakugo did try to attack Deku, but he can feel his presence and it terrified him. Then the next day they do the villain versus hero test and it was easy for Deku. He's way too strong right now. Even All Might come that Deku got way stronger than last time. So at the end of the day, everyone left and Bakugo just woke up from his beatdown and he started thinking about his life decisions so far. The next day we have the USJ, same things happen as the anime. 13 got hurt, they sent Ida, then Kurogiri teleport everyone around the USJ. But this time Deku was alone. He was going to fight some villains until his minion tell him to kill them, which Deku did. Then he sent his shadows to help the others. And All Might is still fighting the Nomu and he was able to punch it away, but it did come back, so Deku tell Icarus to deal with it. Icarus is too strong for the Nomu, but since it can regenerate, Deku decided to kill it by stabbing his brain. Everyone was speechless because of the shadows and Deku killing the Nomu, but the teachers tell them to move along. Meanwhile, All Might is talking with Deku and Deku reveals his arise by using it on the Nomu. And I think that's it with the summary, so let's begin. So after the fight, everyone were given a couple of days off to rest and to Nizu to reinforce his security and to know how the villains get into the USJ. But there is still one more big question. Deku's quirk. It's like nothing Nizu's seen before. He's super strong, fast, and he can summon these weird creatures, and he can have daggers in his storage. His quirk is super complex. It's like he have multiple quirks, and the only person that have multiple quirks that he know about is All For One. And his theory was reinforced because Deku was deemed quirkless for most of his life. He only got his quirk 10 months ago or a year ago. The chances of someone being a late bloomer are pretty slim, especially this powerful of a quirk. So they need to be cautious. But All Might is against it, shocking Nizu. He can sense that Deku is not lying. Plus, if he actually have these shadows, he could have easily killed his classmate without us knowing. Sure, I agree with you, it's pretty rare getting a powerful quirk this late in life. But I don't think it's fair for us to point fingers at him without any concrete proof. I can see your point. But we still need to talk to him because we found some bodies. I know, we have already called him, he will be arriving shortly. After this, Deku arrived and he saw the teachers in the meeting room waiting for him. Hello? Hello, young Midoriya. Nizu speak up. Please enter. I guess you already know what we are going to ask you. About my quirk. Yes. Well, of course, I don't have any problem with that. Thank you, but most of you need to leave. Huh? Why? They ask him. Can I sit? Nizu nod. Tell me something, Principal Nizu. Did you find this attack a bit weird? Because it's me? Because for me, it was an ambush. They knew exactly when we are going to be there. They even knew about All Might being there. Plus they were scattered throughout the USJ. And that warp guy spread us around. So they knew that they will have troubles fighting us, all of us combined. How did they get this much information? Especially it's been only 3 days since UA. I highly doubt that they were keeping tabs on us before UA, meaning that Aizawa speak up. Someone told them about your power. Bingo. But they didn't have a lot of information. Why is that? Aizawa asked, intrigued. Because they sent Tsuyu into the water. She's a frog. The water is her element. If they want to weaken her, they should have sent her somewhere else. Meaning even though they know we are strong, they don't know our specific quirks and what we can do. Anyway, point is, someone is giving them information about us. And to be blunt with you, anyone in this room can be the one. The teachers were shocked that he's accusing heroes of working with the villains. So they spoke up and he told him that they are heroes. So what? Being a hero will make you a god? You will not make any mistake? You will not fail for greed? Is that what you mean? And everyone quickly shut up. I know that I'm a kid, but I'm at my shared fare of this society dark side. And I won't trust you just because you're a hero. And this shocked the teachers. Are they really talking to a kid right now? Then Deku sigh. I don't have any concrete evidence, but I want to be safe than sorry, so hope you understand. And to put your mind at ease, you three, he pointed at All Might, Nizu, and Aizawa. I will tell you. The rest, please go out. Why those three? They ask him. Deku replied by telling them that Aizawa is their homeroom teacher. In the first day, they went through an exam, so he knew about their abilities and quirks and their limits. And for Nizu, well, he's the principal, so he have their files. And All Might, of course, he's the #1 hero, plus he's their combat teacher, so he saw firsthand their quirks in action. So because of what I said earlier, those three are excluded. The heroes looked at each other and they agree with him. Okay, Nizu speak up. Since everyone is agree with this, please leave. The teachers left, only the three stayed. Okay, Mr. Midoriya, before we start about your quirk, I have a question for you. We found some bodies in the USJ, and the bodies were slashed by a knife or a dagger. Meaning, yes, it was me. The teachers were surprised that he admitted. But why? You're strong enough to defeat them easily. Yes, I am. But I was forced to kill them. What do you mean, force? Aizawa asked. I did explain to my classmate that my power is almost like a player in a video game, and you know about it. Aizawa nod. Well, you could say that there is some special events that sometimes happen. And what are these special events? And do you know about them? No. They happen at random, like once in middle school, Bakugo was being Bakugo, and somehow a menu pop up in front of me and tell me to punch him. Can you not just ignore it? Deku shook his head. I can't because of punishment. Punishment? It can be too harsh. I wish. If I haven't did it in the next 13 seconds, my heart will stop. The trio's eyes widen. So his quirk will kill him? They never heard of a quirk like this. Wait, young Midoriya, you mean that... Yes, when those villains attack me, the same menu pop up, and it gives me only 1 minute. So it was literally me or them, no other option. The teachers look at each other and they understand, because he's powerful but he's still a kid, and they cannot lie if they say that they might have done the same if they were in the same position. Okay, thank you for being honest with us, young Midoriya. Don't worry, there won't be any punishment. It was something out of your control. Thank you, All Might. Anyway, about your shadows. How did you use them? So Deku explained that since he's a player, he have a job, and his job is Necromancer, and it changed to Shadow Lord. Shadow Lord? It's basically Shadow Master on steroid. Necromancer can only summon a few shadows at once, at max maybe 3 or 4. Shadow Lord? I can summon all of them at once. For now I can have 30. I see. Wait, Midoriya, Aizawa speak up. You said Necromancer, you mean that you catch on pretty quick, Mr. Aizawa? Yes, those shadows, I killed them before. And before you ask, no, they are not humans. I got them in a dungeon. Dungeon? And Deku explain how the dungeons work. I see, so can we see one of those dungeons? Sadly, you can't because I'm the only one that can walk through them. They are specifically built for me. Once I'm inside of it, I'm completely invisible. And sometimes it's like I'm walking into another world. And how is it inside of it? Hell, dungeons can be small as a building or larger than you weigh, and they're filled to the brim with monsters, ranging from red werewolves to human-like creatures, like soldiers and magicians. Usually it took me a couple of hours, maybe 4 at max, to clear a dungeon. But a couple of times I got a dungeon so difficult it took me maybe a whole day, sometimes more, to clear it because it's too big. And sometimes I would be constantly fighting for hours without any break. If I blink or stop for 1 second, that's it, I will die. The teachers were horrified. They didn't know that there is a quirk like this. All Might was going to speak up, but Deku stopped him. Sorry, All Might, but I won't stop. I have a feeling that I need to clear every single dungeon to know what exactly is this power. I have a hunch that when I reach the end, maybe I can control it better, so I can stop these weird events. I won't let this power control my life. Then Deku started thinking, plus, I need to meet him again. What does he mean about a new king? And just who is he? The teachers talk among themselves. Then they look at Deku. We see. Thank you for being honest with us. You can go, there is no more issues that you need to worry about. And Midoriya, be careful inside the dungeons. We cannot stop you, but be careful. Deku smiled a bit. I will, sir. I am not planning on dying anytime soon. That's reassuring. Then Aizawa speak up. Wait, Midoriya, before you go. I was going to tell your classmate tomorrow, but since you're here, I will tell you. Deku gets serious. Another villain attack? No, relax. We are going to have the sport festival in a couple of weeks. I see. Then it hit Deku. Wait a second. You said 2 weeks? Yes. So we'll have to study or... But... No, but we will give you freedom to use UA facility to train. Well, as long as in school hours. Deku start thinking. Well, can I be relieved of coming for the next couple of weeks? They were shocked. Why? There is this dungeon I begin clearing and it's way too big. A full day and I'm sure I was not even near 1% finish. So I'll be taking the next couple of weeks to try and finish it. So I will be off the grade for a bit. Young Midoriya might stand up. Are you sure about this? Because from what I'm understanding, you'll be staying inside the dungeon for 2 weeks straight, right? Deku nod. This is one of the biggest dungeons that I have to this day, and I have a feeling that will give me close to my objective. And what if we said no? Aizawa speak up. I will still go, Mr. Aizawa. I'm just giving you a heads up that I won't show up for a couple of weeks. Thought so. You're a problem child. Deku smirk. Well, I'll be taking my leave. Have a nice day. They nod and Deku went back to his home. So what do you think, Nizu? Well, I can see that he's not lying, so I doubt that he have any connections with All For One. But what he said is true. There is a traitor among us. And we need to find him. With Rio nod. And for Deku, well, he have another battle to win against his mother. Because when he told her that he will be out for 2 weeks, she was extremely worried. Sure, she's used to of Deku not coming back for a full day, but 2 weeks is a bit too much. But Deku reassured her that he will be fine. But he needs to get stronger, especially after the USJ, to make sure that no villain can kill him. His mom cannot argue with this logic, so she let him be. Just promise me you'll be safe. Of course, Mom. Always. So Deku pack a bag for the next 2 weeks or so, and he uses his key to enter a dungeon. Unbeknownst to him, Shigaraki is being a child and complaining to All For One about Deku and his shadows. He killed the Nomu using some daggers. That's cheating. And you have these weird soldiers. All For One was intrigued and tell him to explain further. So he explained about the shadow-like creatures that resembles shadows for some reason, and they protect the heroes. And it seems they followed that kid around. That's interesting. Kurogiri, gather some information about that kid. His quirk might be useful. At once, master. And Shigaraki, take a break and think about your next move. Then he ended the call. It's been a few centuries since I was interested about this quirk this much. Back to Deku. He went through the dungeon, you know, the tall one that have 100 floors. He leveled up and he increased his numbers. And once again, even though this dungeon resembles one in solo leveling, it's not the same. Please remember, I don't want you to go on a rampage in the comment section. So time went on. Class 1 were told about the sport festival. Ida did raise his hand and tell Aizawa that Midoriya is not here. Don't worry about Midoriya, but he will be absent for the next couple of weeks. Huh? Is he okay? Don't worry about him, he's training in his own way, so I suggest you follow his lead and use this time carefully. Avon nod, because they don't want to be left behind Deku. And for Todoroki, even though he doesn't see a lot of similarities between Deku and All Might, he knows that they have this weird connection. So that makes Deku an obstacle that he needs to surpass, to prove that he won't need his fire side. So time skip a day before the sport festival. Deku is in the last floor and currently facing off against a dragon. And once again the king is above it. Took you long enough to start this dungeon. Yeah, I was busy with school. I didn't have a lot of free time to do this. Well, I've been there. It sucks, I know. Deku was surprised. You went through school? Yes, but enough talk. It's time to start your fight. So Kaisel, I hope I pronounced that name right, charged at him, and even though Deku is stronger than him, the fact that he can fly put Deku at a disadvantage. But luckily Icarus is helping him, and by using the massive lightning sword, he was able to hurt him and stun him long enough for Deku to land the finishing blow. Like I said, the fact that he can fly put Deku at disadvantage because he cannot reach him. So after Deku defeat him, he summoned him back, just like he did with Icarus. He's learning. It's like second nature to him now. Good. So, what's next? Deku looked at the king. Because I know this is not the end. You're clever. Well, you're right, there's still one more fight. Then Beru appeared, or Beru? Sorry, I cannot pronounce his name. This is the best that you will get from me, so deal with it. And immediately Deku realized that he's strong. Stronger than Icarus. So Deku smiled. This will be interesting. So he summoned his daggers and he started fighting him. And unlike his fight with Icarus, he's stronger, faster, and way more skillful. Especially after spending the last couple of weeks inside this dungeon. So to make long story short, they fought for a bit, but in the end Deku was able to defeat him and he added him to his army. Then Deku started hearing clapping. Good. You're indeed getting stronger. Stronger than I thought. I see. Thanks. But if you don't mind me asking, who are you? Because it's obvious you're not a monster or a shadow, you're something more. Good eye. Well, it's a bit too early for you to know that, but I will leave you with some advice. Advice? Yeah. When you fight, remember who you are and what you're fighting for. And not everyone deserves mercy. The quickest way to save someone is to end the one that is making them suffer. You and you alone can make the decision, no one else. And that's it, you should leave. You have a sport festival tomorrow. So you're spying on me now? The king chuckled and he vanished. So you're Kaisel and Beru. Both of them bow, then Beru speak up. At your service, my liege. You can talk. Yes, I can. So go to my shadow and welcome to the team. Ivan nodded and went back to his shadows. So Deku exited the dungeon and he found himself in the alleyway. It's been a while. So he called his mom because of course she'll be worried about him. Then while he's walking, someone bumped into him. Eri. Oh, are you okay? Sorry if I hurt ya. Deku gives her a hand but she backs away. She's afraid. Don't worry, I won't hurt you, okay? And Deku is giving her a gentle smile. Eri calmed down a bit. So, where's your parents? They left me with him. Who's him? A relative? A monster. Deku tenses up. For a kid to call someone a monster, something bad must have happened. So what's your name? Eri. Eri, huh? I'm Izuku Midoriya, but call me Izuku. Izuku? Deku nod. Then her stomach started rumbling. Deku chuckled. You're hungry? She nod. You want to come with me? I'm also hungry. And Deku smiled. Eri took his hand and he took her back home and he lifted her up because she doesn't have any shoes. I need to call Aizawa or All Might. So the two went back to Deku's house, and the second Inko saw a kid, she asked him, who is she? Eri is afraid. Don't worry, Eri, she won't hurt you, she's my mom. Oh, okay. Okay, mom, let's go inside and talk. Plus, do you have something to eat? She's hungry. Inko nodded, so his mom went to the kitchen, and Deku and Eri went to the living room. After a bit, Inko came back with food. She started eating. You like it? She nodded. Good. If you need anything, just tell me, okay? You're safe here. Eri started tearing up and telling him why. Why what? Why are you so kind to me? I'm a curse. Deku pet her. Listen, Eri, you're not a curse. And let me guess, he told you that you're a curse? Eri nodded slightly. Don't listen to him. Whoever said that is a monster. So don't listen to him. And if he want to touch you, he have to go through me. Eri hugged him. She thanked him and started crying even more. Deku hugged her back. It's okay, Eri. It's okay. And after she calmed down a bit, she resumed eating. And Deku and Inko went to the kitchen. So Izuku, who is this girl? So Deku explained what happened. I see. But don't you think we should call the police or the heroes? Well, ahead of you. I'm actually going to call Aizawa or All Might. Inko was shocked. All Might? How? Well, he's actually my comeback teacher. And since what happened in USJ, he gave me his number just in case if something happened. I see. Well, that's convenient and pretty impressed. Your hero actually give you his phone number. Tell me about it. So Deku called All Might. Hello, young Midoriya. I see that you come back. How are you? I'm fine, All Might. Thanks for asking. But I need your help with something. All Might tense up. You need my help? Where are you? At my house. Be there in a few. Thank you. And he hang up. And after a bit, All Might arrive. Inko was shocked that All Might is actually here. Sorry for the intrusion. It's okay, All Might. Right this way. So he followed her to the living room. Then he saw Deku with Eri. All Might, thank you for coming. Well, I did give you my number in case of emergency, and I know you that you will not use it if it wasn't one. Deku nod. Then All Might saw Eri. Hello, little one. Eri backs up a bit, and All Might was surprised. Is she okay? She is the reason I actually called you here, All Might. So sit down. All Might did, and then Deku explained what happened. I see. It's a good thing that she stumbled upon you. Then he started thinking that for a little girl to have this type of bandages around her, I don't really want to think what he did to her. Young Midoriya, I suggest that we take her to Recovery Girl. You know, to make sure that she's okay. Deku agreed with him. Eri was a bit against it because she's afraid of new people, but Deku reassured her that she won't hurt her, plus he will be there with her. So she agreed and they went to UA. They went straight to Recovery Girl. She welcomed them, and after removing Eri's bandages, she was shocked. Some of the wounds are still fresh, and those wounds all of them are cuts. And adults and Deku understand what happened, and Deku is pissed. And this weird blue mist is covering Deku head to toe, and All Might is a bit afraid. He can feel the power radiating from Deku, so he can see that he's much stronger than last time. So his expedition through the dungeon did benefit him a lot. Young Midoriya, calm down. Keep your cool, at least in front of her. Deku nod and calm down. So after a bit, Recovery Girl did her best, but there is some wounds that she cannot heal because Eri is a little kid, so she doesn't have a lot of life energy. Don't worry about her wounds. I will take care of it. What? Boro, arise. Then Boro shows up. All Might and Recovery Girl are terrified. Then Boro bowed down to Deku. Boro, heal that girl. Boro nod. He approached Eri. At first she was terrified because a bug monster in front of her, but Deku calmed her down and told her that he will heal her, he won't hurt her. So then he healed her completely, shocking Recovery Girl and All Might. So what now? Deku asked. Well, you can take her with you for the time being. Nizu speak up. Percival Nizu, since when? Forget it, I'm not going to ask. So it's okay for me to take her with me? Are you sure? For the time being, yes. We cannot keep her in UA because the sport festival is tomorrow, so there will be a lot of people in. Plus, I'm really intrigued about who is this guy. On top of that, I can see that you are stronger than last time. So after UA, being around you is the safest place for her. Plus, it seems that she trusts you. Deku agreed with him. Young Midoriya, All Might speak up. Can we talk for a bit? Sure. So they went to an empty class or office. So All Might, what can I do for you? Then steam started coming up from All Might and he did transform. It's about this. Deku was shocked. So your quirk can let you transform? In a way, yes. But I'm here to tell you about this. Then he showed me his wound. I got this wound a few years ago. Few years, you mean at this fight? Then Deku mentioned the fight. You well informed, young Midoriya. I did make sure to cover up the fight, but I think that was not enough for you. Deku smirked. You see, right after this, my time in a hero form or that buff form is limited for a few hours a day. So you want me to heal you? Deku asked. All Might nod, if you may. Deku smiled. All Might, you've done so much for this society for the past 40 years, so I guess it's about time we repay that kindness. Thank you, young Midoriya. Don't mention it. Boro, heal him. Boro did, and All Might is completely healed. He thanked the both of them. Don't mention it. And after this, Deku took Eri back home, but for some reason he can feel that someone is looking at him. He's in the middle of the crowd, but he can feel something ominous. So he went back home. He told his mom what happened. She was happy for Eri. At least now she will be safe. But Deku cannot shake the feeling that someone is watching them. Boro, yes my liege, stay in their shadows. Understood. Then he entered Eri's shadow. Then Deku summoned a few of his shadows and told them to keep an eye out for neighborhood. He wanted to make sure that nothing happened to them. They bow and they spread. I guess he was right. I need to know what I'm fighting for. Unbeknownst to him, Deku was right. Someone was watching him. One of Overhaul's goons. After seeing Deku with Eri, he quickly reported back to Overhaul and tell him what he saw. So a kid have Eri, huh? Yes. Sorry, she ran away. You're useless. Then he killed him. I need to do everything by myself, huh? Well, whoever you are, you just forfeit your life. And with this, I'm going to stop it right here. So what do you think of it, guys? Will Overhaul get his hand on Eri again? Or Deku will be able to stop him? What will happen with the sport festival? Leave your thoughts in comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. 500 likes and I will make another part of this story. And if you are new, subscribe, and see you guys soon. Peace.